Goodness gracious, great balls of fire. We are live at AHOACon 2022 in Baltimore. Stick around for a great show.
I'm Anthony. Welcome to No Vacancy Live. That's my friend Glenn.
You're watching the #1 show in hospitality. Everybody, welcome to AHOACon 2022, where I'm broadcasting live from the show floor. What great energy, what great excitement. It is so much fun to see everyone being back. I hope you checked out our show yesterday with Vinay Patel, outgoing chairman, and Neil Patel, incoming chairman. It's very exciting. Hey, guys, great to see you all. It's so much fun. We got a nice crowd that's gathering over here, and we are going to have a whole lot of fun. Oh, wait. I just remembered who our guests are. Scratch that. We're not going to have any fun at all today. I got with me George Limbert and Matt Hostetler, my two favorite guys from Red Roof. Uh-oh. I think we got George's name spelled incorrectly. Dr. Producer Suzanne, if you could check that out. Sorry, guys. You can't see it, so you don't know what's going on. Hey, guys, welcome.
Glad to be here, Glenn. Glad to be with you. Glad to be with George. Glad to be at AHOACon.
We'll see if you still feel the same way at the end of this interview over here. So it's great, man. I'm telling you, what's great about this event and what's great about some of the other events I'm starting to see right now is everything feels suspiciously normal, right? It almost feels like we never had this horrible crisis over the last 2 years. Am I crazy, or are you guys starting to feel the same vibes?
No, it feels that way. Absolutely. After last night.
Yeah, last night was a great event at Ravens Stadium. As much as I'm not a huge Ravens fan, it was great to be back with everybody, all of our fans, all of our franchisees, all of our prospects, just great people in the hospitality industry.
Yeah,
it's so much fun.
George, yeah?
So much fun. So much fun to see everybody. Shake hands, give hugs,
Yep.
all those things that we couldn't do the last couple of years. It's been great to be back and see everybody and be in the mix.
Yeah, so who do you know? Because the entrance is right behind me, and your booth is like right over there. Pretty impressive, guys.
4 words.
Yeah.
Genuine relationships, real results.
I thought you were going to say write really big check.
Well, that's down at the bottom.
That's too funny. So we're gonna totally get into it right now. You guys, George, we've been following this story for a while. You're out there, you're looking, you're listening, you're visiting all the franchisees that are out there, and you had a chance to do that over the last couple of days.
Yeah. Went to a great property yesterday, Jay Patel's property in Baltimore here, and it was phenomenal visit. Great. Glenn, I got to tell you, one of the most amazing things that happened yesterday. We met 3 employees at that hotel that have been there 25 plus years.
What? And you should know, I know you guys can't see the monitor, but I've got pictures from yesterday that I'm showing right now.
I'm sure you're showing who these folks were.
Years. Yes, it looks like you're with the head of housekeeping or the housekeeping people in this first photograph.
Yep. And Glenn, so every time I do an in-visit, every time I do a look and listen tour, I ask 2 major questions.
Right.
One is, do you like Red Roof Inn?
Mm-hmm.
And most time, the president of the companies, they're going to say yes. Yesterday, I asked the front desk guest service representative who has been there 25 plus years.
Right.
I said, do you like Red Roof Inn? You know what she said? No. She took my breath away.
But
she said, I love Red Roof Inn.
Yeah, that was the hook.
I got really nervous. I
got nervous for you as well. So now we're looking. You're down in the laundry facility in this next.
Oh yes, yeah. We always like to go to the back of house. It's as important as the front of the house.
Yeah,
we would like to see how they do it. A clean back of house means you got a clean front of house as well. So.
Yeah, that's for sure. So what are you learning when you're out there and you're looking, you're listening? How's that really informing you? Because as we all know, you've only been in the position a relatively short period of time, and you're still in that learning phase, is my hunch. I mean, we never stop learning, but you're still early on in that.
Absolutely. No, every day I'm learning something new.
Right.
This is why we're doing this tour, right? Look and listen. It's not an inspection. I'm not going to the hotel to make sure the bed is in a certain way or the curtains are a certain way. I'm going to the hotel to learn how the entrepreneurs in our business got themselves through COVID, and what they're doing to propel their business forward, and how we can materialize that and mobilize that on a system-wide basis.
Right. That's interesting. You've been to over 100 properties so far.
Yeah.
Matt, how many properties do you get out to and visit? Because, you're developing them. How do you actually get to go out and see the folks that have been with the family for a while?
Yeah, absolutely. And I'll be getting out more and assisting George in the look and listen tour as well. So I'll be up and down the East Coast here shortly. Now that all the great conventions and conferences are winding down for the first 6 months, I've seen you at every one of them.
I know.
So
I've seen you at every one of them.
It's kind of hard to get into a method or a methodology to get to see all of our great customers. But we do like to spend time with them. I'll go see them because they want to see us.
Yeah.
They have other deals. Our best customers are the ones that are in our stables already. So, and we love them all. So why not go see them?
I love it. And dude, I think I saw you at Hunter 2 weeks ago. I saw you on March 10th at Click. I'm seeing you here now.
Alice before that.
Yeah.
Yes.
We got to hang out for a little while at Alice. That was fun.
Absolutely. It's always fun.
Yeah, for sure. All right. So Mike McManus, one of the viewers of the show, says Red Roof was my rugby team's go-to spot, which is pretty cool.
That's
and he's
awesome.
also saying kudos to George. Leaders that listen are true leaders. I like that. I guess I should start listening every once in a while.
Hey, who would you listen to, yourself?
Mostly. But I like the sound of my own voice, which is why I have a podcast on every day.
That's right.
So you guys now, you're doing well. You're moving forward. You're figuring out what some of the next steps are going to be. It was an honor to be part of the events that you held in the fall. And we did those town halls where you really were responding to what people are up to. And I'm not surprised now that you guys are over 60,000 rooms right now, especially with the extended stay category being so hot. So how are you feeling about all of that?
Yeah, growth has been unbelievable at Red Roof. Growth is our number one goal, obviously, to grow our brand, to gain distribution. We hit that 60,000 mark. We're going to hit a 700 hotel mark this year at some point. So we're excited for what the future holds. The proposition is still the same.
Mm-hmm.
We provide you the best experience in the industry. We provide you the best value, not only for the guest, but for the franchise owner as well.
Matt, what's the process like for you bringing on, new folks onto the team? I'm curious as to how that development works. I see you at all the events, obviously, and you're making these great relationships and genuine relationships, right, to get them real results. So, how long does it normally take for you to get somebody to come on over to the Red Roof side of seeing things?
Well, it depends on, obviously the situation that they're in, because they may have a relationship with another franchisor. Mm-hmm. So we are extremely careful about that relationship. When people find us interesting, they find us interesting a lot of times from their family members, their friends as well. So they're quietly researching all brands,
right?
And they're researching us as well. So a lot of referral, a lot of building those relationships over the years. So if it's timed properly, you could say we work on deals for 2 years, 3 years in some cases, because we see a market, we see an asset, we like it, and we just follow it, and we build relationships. So it could happen overnight, but it's really taken in some cases 6 months to a year.
Right. I do want to let everybody know that I'm getting chastised for not looking directly at the camera today because I can't keep my eyes off you guys.
It used to be us for not looking in the camera.
I know, and the thing is, I should show myself the little sign that I was made eyes on the camera over there. But yeah, I mean that's an interesting that what you're saying there, how it's a little bit different. Everybody is looking at all of these different brands. So how do you get their mind share and say, hey, we're a standalone company. You're better off with us than some of the crazy competition that you're seeing out there, particularly against this backdrop of unbridled consolidation.
Well, if you were in the main session this morning, you heard.
I was not.
Okay.
I was too busy here setting up and getting into fights with people.
Oh, nice.
So I totally was almost somebody's Chris Rock to the Will Smith this morning. It was not an attractive situation.
Well, I'll just say this, that the one speaker had mentioned how many people are flocking to the segment.
Right.
So let's talk a little bit about our economy.
Yeah.
Our space. First of all, it prevailed through COVID, and now everyone's taking a really good look at it to say, is it that important? Let's talk about revenue versus profit. Right. So it's really about the profit. Last time I checked, $1 bill from one brand and $1 bill from Red Roof is $1 bill. So it's very important.
Well, it's only 78 cents these days.
Well,
but that's for everybody.
Right? Yeah, that's for everybody. So it's really important that when we're building those relationships, that they understand what we offer them. And we have one of the, if not the best operations team, best support staff in the industry. And they know their franchisee, they know their franchisee's family, they know their children, I mean, we're in the business with them, helping them succeed.
It's funny you should say that, because it's one of the things I really like about the organization is that family feel. It feels like a lot of the companies felt like 20, 25 years ago when I first got into this business. Now, with the need to grow, sometimes you lose some of that intimacy with there. So, George, how do you maintain it and plan to keep that, which is so essential to success as you get to 700 hotels and beyond?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's guys like Matt. It's guys like Fuad Malouf, who's been with the company for 40 years.
What?
40 years.
40 years, dude?
Just right there. 40 years in operations. And it's
I wonder what it was like when he started, like age 8 or something like that.
It was $7 a room.
Yeah, right. Sorry,
obviously, it wasn't too bad because he still has all his hair.
Right, yeah.
So he's doing okay.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive.
But no, I mean, it's about genuine relationships and real results. What Matt was talking about. We keep a very low ratio, probably one of the lowest in the industry. We only give our operations directors around 50 hotels.
Right.
Whereas other competitors do 100, 120. So we try to get high touch. Really, we look at being partners with our franchise owners. In fact, I was doing a look and listen tour and out in California, and one of the franchisees said to me, my operations director is like a business partner to me.
Wow.
And that's how we all try to be.
Wow. Matt?
It's I heard this morning, so I'm gonna paraphrase a bit though. You plant a seed, it grows into a tree. Mm-hmm. The tree continues to grow. It gets various different limbs. It's like a family.
Or Limberts in this case.
Limberts. But guess what happens at the end?
Right.
Ultimately, you still have the roots to the tree.
Right.
Right. So your roots are always still there, and you build from those roots and grow with them. And, it's as we grow methodically, quietly, and we all just live, learn, and we laugh, and we work together, and we have a blast. So I think our franchisee base is the same way.
Yep. All right. So I got some more questions for you guys, but George, I understand that you've got some icebreakers in your pocket because all of us are such wallflowers. We need this for conversation. So
you said you weren't going to pound the desk, George.
I wasn't going to pound the desk. The tradition continues. Glenn and I have done this. This will be our third time.
Yep, I know.
All right. Here we go.
I just want you to know one of my best friends is calling me right now.
Oh.
Still does not know I do a live show every day.
Put him on air.
I know.
Apparently, he's a real good best friend.
All right, I haven't seen these.
Yeah, all right.
So these were prepared by the PR team internally. So
all right.
I may I'm going to skip the ones I don't know really well. Okay.
Don't give away the secrets.
All right. Here's a basic one. Everybody, if you could have any superpower, what would it be?
Oh, if I could have any superpower, my superpower would be to get people to pay their bills on time.
Oh, are you sending us a message?
Hey, no, I'm not in finance.
I'm just looking to be clever.
He's sending a subliminal message out to his world.
I would like to have limited mind reading capability.
There you go.
So I know if people are focused on me or not, that sort of a thing. I don't need to know what they really think of me. That's not going to help me or my therapy bills at all. What about you, Matt? What's your superpower?
I think it would be able to disappear and reappear wherever, if I wanted to leave here right now and just be somewhere else.
That's a great one.
Right?
Yeah, that's so much better.
Think about getting to the bar at 5:00. You're just done? George, I'm out.
So will
you just blink and
I dream of genie?
I guess.
Will you be disappointed to lose your airline status there? No.
Not really, because most of it went away the last year, but I can earn it back somehow. We'll figure it out. You can still choose to travel and be normal. Yeah. But if you need to disappear right away, you just disappear right away.
I should say my totally unscientific theory of how things are coming back. I think business travel is coming back now because I'm going further and further down on the upgrade list with my flights now. So I think that's a good sign. Not for me, but for the world in general. George, what's your favorite superpower that you'd like to have?
Flying and speed. That would be good for me. Be happy to have super speed and the ability to fly. You don't have to wear a mask.
George Limbert and speed. That's in the same sentence.
So Dr. Producer Suzanne says she wants to clone herself so she can do everything that is needed to be done. I like that idea. Wasn't there a Michael Keaton movie on that, right? But every time he got cloned, the clone got dumber and dumber and dumber or something.
That's right.
Like that, right?
Duplicity?
Something like that.
Multiplicity. There you go.
All right.
Are you ready for the next one?
Icebreaker number 2.
Okay. If you were a wrestler, what would your theme song be when you entered into the ring?
What would it would be Wayne Newton's Dunk-a-Shame.
Oh. mine's Biggie Smalls, Hypnotize.
Oh, I like that one. That.
I'd have to say 2, but I'll go with George Thorogood, Bad to the Bone.
Oh, nice.
I like that.
Karaoke song. What's your go-to?
My go-to. Probably that Wayne Newton song that I just mentioned. You know why? Because it doesn't have to be done seriously. So I get points for going up on stage to do it, but I don't have to risk embarrassment by singing.
There you go.
You know? What about you?
Bohemian Rhapsody by Queen. It's the longest.
Yeah.
And if you can clear out the bar after you're singing it, that's a good.
I'm sure the owners love it. Matt, what about you?
Don't Stop Believing.
Oh, that's a good one. I saw Journey just a few months ago
So
in
did
Vegas.
I.
Did you?
I saw him with Toto and Hershey.
Oh, that's so much fun.
See a great concert. Come to Hershey Park.
Yeah. I saw I haven't been to the indoor arena, but
this one was at the indoor.
Yeah, I figured.
Hershey Park has great. They have the Giants Center, and they also have the at the football field.
Yeah, I did the football thing.
Yeah.
I went to go see Fish there 18 years ago, maybe, back when it was more than that. It was before I was married, so it was 20 plus years ago. And it was so cool going to the amusement park all day long and then going to a concert at night. That is so much fun.
I think they were there last fall, Fish.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they were.
Yeah.
It was actually it was last summer, but I went to the Atlantic City shows. I think that was like a couple of days beforehand. I couldn't go to all of them. You know, my family would like to see me every once in a while. Sorry, Suzanne, I'll look at the camera, but they're so good looking. I can't take my eyes off of them. All right, guys, don't take it personally if I don't look directly at you. All right, I can't handle the pressure of being yelled at anymore. All right, so do we have any more icebreaker questions?
One last one, just for you.
Okay.
If you could interview anyone throughout history, and it can, friends and company excluded, who would it be?
I would interview Jerry Garcia.
Oh,
That's what I would go with. I'm just really curious to learn more about what that experience was like from our personal point of view. And the reason why I say that is now Dead & Company claims they're going to stop touring after this year. So we'll see. I mean, Jerry obviously stopped touring in 1995, but what are you going to do? I'm going to ask you, if you could have dinner with anybody in history, who would that be?
Oh, wow. Jeez. I would say John F. Kennedy.
Yeah, why Kennedy?
Yeah, it'd be interesting. I mean, you're going to get good drinks.
Yep.
He's an Irish guy. Some good whiskey
well, if
or
you're going to
bourbon.
say that, then I would love to hang out with Frank Sinatra for a night in Vegas. What about you, Matt?
I'm going probably somebody in the black and gold, a Pittsburgh Steeler,
Right.
likely a 70s player. I don't know. Actually, I would probably want to sit and smoke a cigar with Art Rooney.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's really
That would be, now that I think of it, because I didn't know there was a icebreaker thing here, so that's a good thought. I would smoke a cigar with Art Rooney Sr.
We got a question. What would you eat for dinner with JFK? The food. What would the meal be?
Oh, boy. Probably some kind of Irish potatoes or something like that. I don't know.
All right. So Mike McManus is saying, hey, so proud of Glenn for seeing so many Fish concerts and still has enough brain cells for a podcast. Well, Mike, it's survival of the fittest. I've spent decades getting rid of all those useless brain cells that aren't doing anything. So I'm getting smarter. I'm smarter. At least that's what I tell myself, All right. So back into the world of Red Roof. Listen, George, I'm seeing you speak on panels. You're at the Hunter Conference. Coming out of that and what you're seeing after looking and listening, all that, what do you think is the number one biggest challenge facing the industry right now? But you got to be different than what I'm hearing.
No,
I don't want to hear labor.
No,
George.
Everybody's saying labor. I'm not. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and the reason I'm not is because I have the solution to labor, which is technology.
Right.
So failure to embrace technology, failure to embrace innovation. That is our biggest challenge in the industry today. It was there pre-COVID. It just got accelerated and enhanced during COVID. We need to double down on our mobile apps. We need to make and remove customer pain points. I mean, that is the key, and the key to do that is technology.
Right. Interesting. What about innovation? Because innovation goes hand in hand with technology. So how are you both thinking about innovating?
Just during the pandemic, we had to be creative and innovative just to get out there and see customers,
right,
and be with customers, whether it be through Teams, Zoom, all that sort of thing. But just some of the products that we've started to use, the materials, some of the things that are available we can't get anymore. So we have to really take a solid look at this and say, okay, what's going to last, what's going to be more durable and valuable.
Could you give me an example of that? That's really interesting that you just said that.
Well, some of the materials in the furniture that's being used, in the bedding as well. We sat with a vendor last night talking about our bed skirts, our bedding packages, and that sort of thing. If you need to buy them every 3 to 4 months, you're gonna have a hard time getting them. So you might as well buy something that's going to be more durable, more last, different product being used, that sort of thing. So.
That's interesting, but the whole supply chain issues, it really gets you thinking again about every single element you put into the hotels. Now, obviously, as an economy-focused brand in both Red Roof and Hometown Studios, that you probably don't have as much of the extra stuff. So, but how are you rethinking amenities and services to better match with what you could actually get these days?
Well, the gentleman on the stage this morning said it best. He goes, "We are in the rooms and shower business."
Right.
So it's very important that we make those experiences the best. And you want to sleep well, and you want to get out of there relatively clean. I mean,
well, that's the point of a shower,
right? Exactly. So it's the products, the soap, the shampoo, that sort of thing, where we're just trying to be much more conscious of the environment with our.
Would you go to the dispensers?
Yeah. You said I was doing this, and you were saying the word.
Man.
Yeah. We're in this together.
I love the idea of the dispensers a lot, but they have to be done the right way. So
Right.
I don't know anything about your dispensers, but these are a couple of my tips. Either it's got to be a little pull thing from underneath, or if you're pushing it from the top, the little spout has got to come out farther. Because the typical ones, I'm banging my hand against everything.
Yeah.
It's uncomfortable. It's not a very positive experience for me.
Yeah, you go to some of the issues that you're talking about, although you don't want to talk about labor, but if it's
we will.
If it's getting the room,
I just wanted a different answer on
getting the room cleaner, quicker, having the product in the more durable dispenser is the key, and making sure that it doesn't break, doesn't fall off, and it's sized for all. Meaning, if somebody pushes it a little too hard or pulls a little too hard, it doesn't break. So,
well, I mean, I'm sorry I did that, but I'm just so masculine. I didn't mean to.
I saw your arms are busting through that
shirt. Yeah, for sure. All right, so we do have to talk about that labor issue, of course, right? We can't avoid it. How are you folks rethinking about the future when it comes to this particular issue, George?
Yeah. No, I mean, it's what everybody's talking about. It's the big issue.
Yeah.
People are opting out of the workforce today in greater numbers than they ever have. What we're doing, I mean, you saw it last year at the AHOACon. We redesigned our Hometown Studios prototype, new construction prototype, to be more labor friendly, to be more operationally efficient. And then we're looking at operational efficiencies all across the board, every system wide. That's one of the things we're doing in the Look and Listen Tour. Mm-hmm. What are you doing to handle your labor situation better than others? How are you bonusing? How are you handling employees? What are the tips and tricks we can share? In fact, Steve Woodward, our vice president of quality and training, is on a panel at 2:15 today here at AHOACon talking about exactly that.
Oh, that's really cool. And I remember when I was doing your regional meetings and we were doing the town hall, I remember one owner standing up and talking about really paying people the right amount of money, because he understood that if people keep coming and going, it's actually going to cost you more than giving people a few extra bucks an hour, right?
You're right. I mean, literally walking over here this morning, one of our franchisees walked with myself and my team, and we were talking about that issue. And it's not what we will pay you. What do you think you're worth?
Right.
What do you need to make? And he said, to my face, he said, when's the last time you worked for $10 to $12 an hour?
Right.
And do you think you could raise a family on that?
Right.
And you know what? That hits home. Somebody got it. And he certainly got it. So it's very important.
Yeah, it is. I remember being paid $6.25 an hour at Wendy's in 1987. And that was like twice the minimum wage. And I felt so wealthy. Obviously, I didn't have any expenses. I was in high school, but it was really good to feel like I was being paid an appropriate amount of money, and it made me more loyal to them for sure.
For a minute there, I thought you were my age, but when you said I was in high school, I realized that.
No, I think
I realized that $4.25 was my minimum wage, and I was moving furniture.
I was in the workforce at $3.35 an hour as minimum wage, I recall. Yeah, that's the joy of being over 50. What can I tell you? But my $3.35 that would literally pay for a quarter pounder meal at McDonald's, which I think was $3.34 or something like that. My buddy and I used to sneak out of high school every day and go get lunch and stuff like. Ooh, sorry, Mom. I guess you didn't know that. So. Do you guys think that you could rethink the labor scenario to get by with fewer human beings in there through innovation and through technology, for example?
Absolutely. I mean, that's the only route we have to take at this point to get to that place.
Yeah,
we have to think smarter. We have to innovate. Glenn, I'm a franchise professor of law.
Yes,
okay?
That's true.
And
just for you who don't know, he is an attorney, was the attorney before taking on this particular position with Red River.
Right. And I always teach my students that you've got to listen to your franchisees. A franchisee invented the Big Mac. Right. So I'm out there searching on this, listen to it for
and the filet of fish, I think, too.
Filet of fish. Yeah. I mean, the innovation that's in the fast food industry, we need to absorb some of that. We need to translate it to the hotel industry and really do the things. I mean, it's out there. It's out there in our industry. We just have to find it.
Yeah, you're getting onto a bigger issue that we are all facing, and I sometimes think the hospitality industry is in a feedback loop, right? We've all done the same things, and we're telling each other that those things are okay, and it's sometimes harder to get a totally different point of view. And I'm hoping that I challenge our audience here every single day to think about things differently. But if we don't, we find the danger of being on the precipice of irrelevancy if we don't make meaningful change, right?
Absolutely. We don't like to say anymore at Red Roof that that's the way we always did it.
Yeah.
We don't want to hear that. What Matt and I said when we got into leadership roles is that everything we do on a daily basis in our industry with our company is on the table. We're looking at everything, and we still look at everything. We're not afraid to say, hey, this didn't work. Let's try something.
Well, that's a great attitude, Matt.
Yeah, I mean, Vinay also said this morning that
Vinay Patel, chairman of AHOA.
Vinay Patel, chairman of AHOA, this morning said that his word for 2022 is change.
Right.
And I've always lived by change. If you're not changing, you're getting left behind. And I also say, if you save and you do change, you will make money, dollar bills, because if you just save your change.
I like that. So it's really important to know that nothing is sacrosanct. And just because we've done things a certain way doesn't mean we have to continue to do them that way. What's the mindset you need to get in, George, to be open about changing everything, things that seem like they should never be changed?
You can't be afraid to fail.
Yep.
You can't be afraid to put yourself out there. You can't be afraid to own something. If it goes wrong and you own it and you own up to it, we'll move forward together and we'll figure out a better way. That's
right.
It. That's it.
So as a relatively new leader here, how do you get yourself to do that? Because I'm immediately thinking as I'm learning and stuff like that, I would be nervous to make big moves, big changes right away because things have been successful so far.
Yeah. You basically, you got to be willing to take the risk.
Right.
And you can't worry about the consequences. You gotta do what you think is right with conviction for your business, and you've got to take those steps. And for me, it's been very successful.
Yeah,
I think in his role and even in my role as well, when you have the opportunity to lead, you have the opportunity to incorporate some of your own beliefs as well and how you feel about certain things, and you have that opportunity with your peers, your other leadership mentors, to take those steps and move forward. Like George is talking about risk. In my case, I wouldn't call it risk. I would just call it just a way of doing things differently to be able to get to a better end result.
Right. I think we're in a real rarefied moment in history too, that coming out of the pandemic, it's given us position to make bold changes, big changes that we may not have thought of before without that risk of failing and feeling as if you're a failure. I think that companies like Google have really talked about failing and failing quickly. And that's now starting, I think, to make its way into a certain segment of culture, at least the people that I think are going to be successful going forward, right? Jordan?
No question. I mean, this is exactly what we did during COVID. We had to think about and innovate every second of every day. That's how we kept our hotels open. That's how we kept our hotels going. And that's how we recovered so quickly. Yeah. And so we can't forget that. I want to forget the fact that we have to wear masks and the fact that people have colds and those kind of things. But we cannot forget the innovation that was created during that time.
Right. Matt, you want to add anything to that?
You know what? I think George hit it best. I mean, it's just continuing to change, evolve. When COVID hit, we also had a change in the organization.
Yep.
We were selling franchises from laptops in our kitchens, in our offices at home, and still be able to go out and say that we produced more than 45 deals in 1 year,
right?
And we didn't leave the house for 4 months. I mean, that's pretty incredible. We had to adapt some technology quicker than we were moving. And it forced the hands on a few things. So and it worked out perfect.
And now that we're getting back to the way things were, we have to get used to an older technology, pants again, right?
Oh, wait, I was supposed to have them on today?
Yeah, I don't want to say anything, but now you know why people are looking at you all that.
Hey.
So weird. So, Matt, being chief development officer, you got to develop, right? So what are you thinking about in terms of the hot spots that you are focusing on now for development in 22 and 23 and beyond?
That we have a lot of hot spots. Obviously, we have, pushing 700 hotels. So we have the opportunity to call a lot of places hot spots. So that leaves it pretty wide open for me. But that's the beauty of working for an organization the size of ours. We can be the ones that are growing it and continue to grow it and find those hot spots. So, we're still hot with our the red collection going into the center cities, in the neighborhoods where you want to be. The extended stay, good, solid, quality conversions, but focusing on new construction near hospitals and universities. Nice. So, I mean, listen, some things don't change from one brand to another, but we just have the opportunity that's wide open for great developers out there to be a part of this family. So we're excited about it.
Right. I mean, with 700-ish properties across the three brands, that tells me that you've got enough that people all know who you are. Everybody knows Red Roof, but you've got a lot of open runway in order to be able to do deals. So, Matt, you're in a pretty good place right now.
I think we're in a great spot, especially with the innovation that we're talking about. Mm-hmm. Everything's on the table mentality. We have the ability to make this 4-wheel drive car into the Jetson spaceship. And like who would not want to be George Jetson, right?
I mean, poor guy having to work 2 hours a week or something like that.
Some things won't change, though. You hand the wife 20, she takes the wallet, right?
Yep.
Or the wife hands the husband 20 and he takes the wallet.
I've never seen that happen.
Well, it's happening, and that's what we love about leadership with women in leadership.
Yeah, I think that's great. You guys are behind that as well. How are you seeing that change, at least in the context of the Red Roof family, and then perhaps maybe the bigger picture in the industry at large?
Listen, I'm happy to jump in on that. And our Chief Marketing Officer, Marina McDonald, has spearheaded Women's Leadership Forum she's had in the past. She's having that again this year. We're working on the Women's Center for Excellence. For women entrepreneurs. We have a very nice, solid group of female owners as we speak that run Red Roofs, and they're some of our best properties out there. We know women can lead. We know women can own. We know. So we're very excited about the opportunity. She put a high number out there to be 40% women ownership. We're going to go after it. So women, you want to be a part of a fantastic brand, come talk to Red Roofs.
So that's a pretty big number. Now, to achieve that, not only do you have to get women that are already engaged in our sector, but you probably have to bring in people that have not yet invested in hotels, is my hunch. I'm just speaking anecdotally. I don't know. Do you guys feel that's the case? And if so, how can we bring more people into the wonderful world of hotel ownership?
Well, I think it starts with rolling out the red carpet for women owners, showing them that they're just as important as any other owner, and that they can do the things, and as Matt said, better than most of our owners.
Right, I agree.
And really being a great place, a welcoming place for women entrepreneurship, women ownership, and it's just that's step one. Step two is to do these things like the Women's Forum, the Women's Center for Excellence.
Right.
Really that's you've got to produce.
Yeah.
And we think we do as a brand. We think we're a women-friendly brand, and we're excited to hit those goals.
Yeah. I have 2 women leaders on my franchise sales team. They're awesome. They're making a difference. We're very excited. They bring a different, thought process. They relationship build better than no other. So we're excited about our proposition.
Yeah, and growing up in New York, I never realized that some of these issues that are real issues were issues back then. And I found that I've had more female bosses than male bosses in my life, and they're much better, more understanding, more empathetic, more interested in educating me on how to be a great professional, all of those types of things. Where I had one male boss when I was early on in my writing career, and I was really looking forward to him to mentoring me. And basically, my whole interaction was with him was, "Do you think this is a good article?" He goes, "Yeah, it's fine. I'm not going to teach you anything. Go learn it on your own." Right? So very hands off. I apologize to everybody out there. There's a big announcement going on over here at HoaCon, because we are on the show floor at the No Vacancy Podcast Studio, brought to you by our good friends over here at Red Roof, as a matter of fact. Do you guys like how I'm filling time while this is going on?
I think he's announcing that we're signing autographs as soon as the session's over.
Yes, and that's really important. Also, yeah, we'll be taking photographs. And listen, we've got a special. Buy 2 autographs from us, get 1 for free.
I love it.
I'm very excited about that deal that we're rolling out there. So anything else that you guys have to say about female leadership?
Well, yeah, just to close the loop on that. I mean, one of my missions is education, right? Like I said, I was a professor. I am a professor of law. Education. My great aunt was the first Greek American female to graduate from Ohio State University. I mean,
wow.
My mother has a master's degree. My sister has a Juris Doctorate. My other sister has an industrial design master's degree. So education is important. Educating our young women. I'm a girl dad. I've got a 3-year-old. She wants to be a CEO. So, I mean, educating is just the most important thing you can do.
Wow. That's awesome. I never thought to be a CEO when I was 3 years old.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. What do you want to be when you grow up, Matt?
I'm not sure. I've been going to the guidance counselor recently saying, hey, I've got this 1 degree from 25 years ago. It's in marketing. What should I do with my life?
Yeah, good luck.
I love exactly what I'm doing. And I told George,
man.
I don't want to be the CEO.
Right.
So I'm here to back him and grow this company. And
that's great. George, you do know that's what people say when they do want to be the CEO. Right?
No. I see what he does. Right. Actually, I don't see what he does.
Right.
Because he's always behind closed doors.
Yeah.
And I don't want to be behind closed doors all day.
I hear you, man. You're definitely the type of guy that needs to be out there on the road, which is why I'm seeing you at every event. I swear I see you more than my family.
Yeah, and I'm just being funny, but George is out there on the road too.
I know.
And that's what makes him different.
Yep.
And he's a people person as well. He's got a similar personality. We work well together.
That's not
Customers
true.
love
I
him.
like his personality.
Oh, you don't like You just like the Juris Doctorate thing.
Well, yeah.
Matt and I have the same mentality.
It'd be better if he was a Jewish doctor.
It was kind of funny. He laughs at the jokes that nobody else gets from me, and vice versa.
We both think bad humor is funny.
I do too. That's why we're having such a great time today. You guys are giving me the courtesy of laughing at my half-assed jokes over here. So, but to be serious for a minute, we're here. We're at AHOA. What a great community. They own 60% of all hotels here in the United States. I think they're responsible for $1.8 trillion in the overall U.S. economy, which is incredible. My understanding is bigger than the GDP of South Africa. I learned that stat yesterday. How cool is that? What do you think about your relationship with HOA and how important it is to be here and support them?
Oh, they get the absolute most important. Mm-hmm. I will say that we always refer to the Asian American Hotel Owners Association Conference as the Super Bowl of all of our events. And we prepare for this. You can see where we're placed in the building. It's very important to us.
Yep.
Genuine relationships, great results. I mean, it is what it is. It's very important. 60%. I mean, the other 40% are awesome too. Don't get me wrong. But there's probably a portion of that percentage that maybe they're just not members yet, but they're still in the community. Let's get them to join AHOA as well. Yeah. And frankly, for the other 40%, join because they're here advocating on your behalf as well.
Yeah.
So
it's amazing, Matt. They already have 20,000 members that there could still be more people that they could bring on board into the AHOA family.
Correct. Absolutely. I mean, we value our relationship with AHOA and we'll always do so going forward. They provide a lot of value to the community, to the franchisees, and to the communities in general, because that's what hoteliers do.
Now, I have been seeing so much in terms of giving back by the AHOA community to the places that they live and the people that live in their neighborhoods and stuff like that. It is amazing. So many people stand up to do it, and they don't want to just be good business leaders. They want to be good community leaders as well, which is really, really impressive to me. So guys, I know that today we are going to be having a special event in the booth at 2:15. I'm going to come by and kick it off with you. And I know you're going to be donating $10,000 to ECPAT USA, an anti-child trafficking and exploitation organization. Tell me a little bit about your relationship with those good folks.
Yeah, absolutely. We have a strong partnership with ECPAT. We've had it for a number of years now. We're excited to launch a big announcement today at 2:15 about a great. We already put it in the press, so I don't think it's a secret. So a great donation, seeding a campaign to really help them combat and prevent human trafficking.
That's excellent. Matt, anything you want to add to
George says it the best.
Yeah. All right, guys, anything else that you want to add today before we wrap up today's show?
You want to hit one more of these?
Yeah, sure, man.
All right, hold on a second here. Okay, so last year Jimmy Fallon took to Twitter and asked people to describe their favorite TV show badly. For instance, Game of Thrones, random people fight for a chair as a cold front approaches. How would you describe your job?
How would I describe
badly?
my job badly?
Yeah.
Guy who gets paid to say stuff to people and hope they say stuff back.
Nice. Mine would be guy with face for radio.
Yeah.
Keeps getting put on certain things that he shouldn't be put on.
I can't wait to see you on some magazine covers and stuff like that. Matt, how about you?
A guy that just sells stuff. Like franchises.
Yeah. I think you've got a good future in this business, Matt.
I love it.
All right. How can we find you? And Matt, you guys are at what booth here at AHOA? Just in case there's anybody who's watching that's not on the show floor right
give me
now.
my booth number. I didn't need it.
It's right
I walked
there.
right into
Right,
it.
that's
Right there.
Just come on in and find us.
Right, come
You
by
can't
right by
miss
the
us.
I think it's
Pratt Street
1065
lobby
maybe.
entrance. You don't need to know the booth number.
Yeah.
Come in the Pratt Street lobby entrance. You'll see it right there. But more importantly, how can we find you guys if they want to connect with you outside of this event today?
You can connect with anyone on our development team at redrooffranchising.com. And you can find out anything about our franchise brands on that website as well. It's done very well. We have everything there. You can take a look.
Cool. George, anything that you want to plug? Red Roof, your favorite Greek restaurant, whatever it might be?
Stop by the booth today. I'll be there. Matt will be there. Come meet us. Come talk to us. Look, maybe Matt will sell you a franchise, but more importantly, we want to meet you. We want to meet everybody. We want to get to know them. We want to hear their stories, and that's what it's about.
So, Matt, before we go, tell me why someone should invest in Hometown Studios right now.
Well, listen, through the pandemic, we can, everyone's extended stay has been around forever, right? But now we're all talking about it because it was resilient during that time. Our brand actually went up a few points in occupancy and a few points in ADR, right? So why wouldn't we want to be talking about this today and have it in your portfolio for whenever there may be, if there is a downtime in the future, you have stability in your portfolio. Or that's all you do is extended stay with me and you want to be my biggest favorite customer.
Beautiful. I love that. Hey, nothing better than you get to hang out with Matt.
All day long.
Right. So the Red Roof is running a special right now. Sign a deal with them. Matt will come to your house and make you dinner.
That's right. That's right.
Or
pick up the check.
Or at least bring you a bottle of booze or something like that. I don't know. All right, everybody. Guys, thank you so much for being here. Just hang tight. And I want to say if you're let me put that back up. Yeah, good. I'm glad you made a mistake, Dr. Producer Suzanne, and it wasn't me for once. All right. So be sure to listen on Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Stitcher. And if you are listening to our shows, why not give our video show a try? Find it, of course, on my LinkedIn page, Anthony's LinkedIn page, your no vacancy pages on Facebook, LinkedIn, all of that kind of good stuff. You know where to find us now. Thanks so much for watching. Remember, everybody, you've got one life, so blaze on. And as Anthony says, be kind to himself. And a big congratulations to Anthony getting inducted into the Air Force Hall of Fame today, which is why he's not here. Big congratulations to him. We'll see you guys later. Thanks so much for watching.